pack for living on the road, living in a Jeep, and traveling full-time with my family.
Welcome to another episode of
The Epic Family Road Trip.
Just finished giving the keynote at the conference here in Fort Worth, and Caroline stayed back at the hotel to work on some video editing, and Mom and Pete and Dan went up to camp, and they had an eventful time. They had a bit of ice rain and a chilly night. They kept warm with their Mr. Heater buddy, but when Pete was opening the zipper, he got stung by a scorpion, so that's a first for him. We were a little worried about it, but he's fine. All right, we're heading up to Oklahoma now. All right, so we made it back to Oklahoma. We're all set up for a cold night. Then we're doing a bit of stuff on the Jeeps tomorrow. We'll spend one more night here, and then we are heading west. We don't know what direction yet, but really it depends on the weather. So I think people in our audience would wonder, what do you do if it's late at night, you're hungry, you want a midnight snack? At home you'd do some popcorn or whatever. What do you do here when you're camping in the middle of nowhere?
Fire up the propane stove, heat up some water, and get the healthy option, maruchan ramen noodle soup with real powdered beef flavor.
That looks good.
It's all natural and good for you. It's easy to make though. Not really good for you.
Tell me about the process. What do you do?
Open a bag, heat water, put the contents of the bag into a bowl, and put the real beef flavoring powder on it, and then pour the water once it's boiling.
You got your water. Smells good.
The right frame on me.
This shack open on top. I got a perfect elbow to the belly. You're hurting now, I'm not.
Okay, so we are currently here at Lake Texoma State Park in Oklahoma. We are just down the road from Exploration Outfitters in Mead, which is where we just recently got our new Jeep Rubicon built and outfitted and expedition ready, which is really exciting. After that, we headed south to Padre Island in Texas, where we were camping and driving on the beach. So my parents are currently in town getting a few more things done and installed on the Jeeps at Exploration Outfitters, and they're getting the Jeeps really deeply cleaned from the salt and the sand, which is really good. And then my brothers and I stayed back here in camp. There are no Jeeps here set up or anything, but we emptied out all the gear from our Jeeps so that we could repack and reorganize all our bags. So we're doing this right now because we're going to be heading west soon across the states again. We're going to be hitting the road, and this is going to be the first time really hitting the road with both the Jeeps, and we want to be as organized and light as possible, and we just need to go through and make sure that we've really narrowed it down to just the things we really need, and that we don't have any excess stuff or anything that's unnecessary. So I'm going to be going through our clothing bags and things like that to find any clothes that don't fit us or that we don't really want, so that we can ship it back. We're either going to ship it back to Ontario to one of our uncles or aunts' house, or we might ship it to my aunt and uncle's house in Urbana, Ohio. They're kind of like our home base here on the east of the United States, which is really awesome. So before I get started, I'm going to be laying out our ARB mesh multi-mat onto the ground so that I'm not just laying everything out onto the dirt. And then I'm going to get started. We have most of our clothes and things packed into these Patagonia black hole duffel bags, and then we have my brother's There's 511 bags that have a bunch of stuff in them and some of our hiking bags and everything. So I'm just gonna be going through everything and seeing what we might not need to take with us across the states. It's not that much gear considering we have 5 people in our family and 3 teenagers. So it's pretty good, but we still need to go through it because we do only have 2 Jeeps. We want to get it organized. Okay, so now we have the mesh mat set up over here. Now we have to get all of that organized over there. Okay, so I'm gonna get right to it, but I thought I might as well take a moment to maybe go through a few of the things that I, as a 19-year-old girl, pack for living on the road, living in a Jeep, and traveling full-time with my family. So I have a few of my bags and stuff here, but this doesn't include some of my most essential things, which are camera gear and tech, but all of that is actually over at Exploration Outfitters in the shop because we're gonna be filming over there soon. But some of the stuff that I have here, some of you might be interested in, especially if you are also a female traveler or overlander, whatever. So something that I have with me at all times is a knife. This is the Tom Brown Tracker Knife by Tops Knives. It looks pretty fierce. It's a really awesome knife and I love it. It's a very multi-purpose knife and yeah, I can't wait to get more use out of it as we head out west and do a lot more off-the-grid camping and everything. But yeah, this is something I always have. You might not imagine an overlander having something like this, but since we're not necessarily just overlanding or going for weekends or even short trips, we literally live on the road, I have to have all of my essential things with me. So yes, I have a purse because sometimes we do go into towns and cities and stuff like that and you want to have something small to carry things with. You don't necessarily need a purse, but for someone that lives on the road, it's sometimes nice to have something kind of nicer to bring with you into cities when you go back into civilization. In it, I basically just keep like my wallet, my driver's licenses and different identifications, 511 boot knife, just stuff like that. I also have a Camelback. I just use this because I've had it for so long and it's just a really great day pack for everything, and then I just kind of use it as my storage, my organization for things that I need to have easy access to, and I obviously do use it as a day pack for hiking. So this is a really cool thing. It's a little REI travel towel, little face towel. I have a little pepper gel spray. It's a really mini one, which is nice. In here, I also have something that is one of my favorite things to have while traveling, which is books. And so many people have told me you should just get audiobooks or Audible or like even a Kindle or something so that you have the portable kind of electronic books, which are really handy for someone like me. But I just love the classic handheld paperback books. So a few of them I haven't read yet, so I'm really excited to read them. I have Sandance by Bruce Kirkby. Got this one for Christmas, which I'm really excited about. Also, this one I am currently reading. This is Sir Edmund Hillary's book about climbing Mount Everest. And then I also have this bag, which is my National Geographic camera bag, but I kind of just use it for everything now. And as you can see, it is not very organized. I kind of have everything just stuffed in there, but it is a lot of my kind of essential stuff. So I have a snow hat, raincoats, Patagonia, had it for a few years now, water bottles for hiking and every day, and then journals. This is one of my favorite things ever. This is something that I highly recommend you do, especially if you're a kid traveling with your family or anybody really, to journal your travels, whether it be on your device or handwritten into an actual book. It's just such an amazing and rewarding exercise to do, and it's so awesome to be able to look back on those memories. And I have filled up quite a few journals over the years, and it's just so great to be able to look back on them. I'm going to be starting some new journals soon as we head out west for our 5th year on the road. So the next is my clothing bag. This is a Patagonia 90-liter black hole duffel bag. And inside is basically my closet. This is where I keep all of my clothes that I wear throughout the entire year. So packing clothes for us is a little more complicated than for the average person, maybe going on a trip somewhere specific to a specific climate in a specific season. Since we're traveling throughout the entire year through all different types of climates and terrains and throughout all the different seasons, we kind of have to pack a little bit of everything, and we have to be really careful that we don't overpack. So I think especially for a 19-year-old girl, I've done a pretty good job at keeping it pretty minimal, because on top of it, I do know that I have some things that aren't necessary, like some dresses and some different kind of nicer clothes that I won't be wearing all the time, but I do want to have just in case. So as you can see, this is a really nice spacious duffel bag. In the main part, I can use these kind of packing squares that are really useful, and I highly recommend them. They're all different kinds and different brands. I believe 511 Tactical has some really nice ones out now too. These ones we got a few years ago and they're still in perfect shape. These ones are by MEC. That's the Canadian equivalent of REI. These are really nice, so I'm going to take them out and then show you what I use them for. So in this one, I use it for t-shirts, tank tops, light sweaters and flannels, and yes, I can pack that all in there. And then in this kind of smaller one, I have all of my different kind of blouses and button-ups for kind of more business wear, nicer clothes and stuff. So this one is the one with all of my dresses and kind of nicer clothes in it and sundresses and stuff, and I could probably send this away and it would be fine and I wouldn't really notice it because I don't really use this stuff every single day, and my bag would have a lot more room in it. But it's just one of those things, because for me, I do like to dress up once in a while, so it is a lot to think about, and you really want to pay attention to what you're packing because you just want it to be the necessities. And we're also, of course, working on that ourselves every single day, because almost every day for the last few months our mom has been talking about sending stuff back. We need to get rid of stuff. We have too much stuff. And obviously it is also hard without our trailer, because we do have a CBT adventure trailer that we left out in Oregon, and that is a really great thing to have. Okay, so this is the boys' duffel bag. As you can see, nothing is folded or organized in there, so that's partially what I'm going to be having to do, is go through and fold everything again. But then I'm also going to be going through and going to have them come over and help me go through the different clothes that they have and what they might not need and what we can send back.
I know where I'm going. I don't know when I'll get there, but I'm ready for the road. I'm ready for the road.
So this is all the clothes for both Pete and Dan. Okay, so right now I'm going to be doing mom and dad's clothing. I'm mostly just going to be refolding and organizing it, but my parents already packed really lightly and really well. They're really good about it. Another thing unique to our packing is that our dad is a motivational speaker and he travels to all of his different speaking engagements, so he has to pack a separate bag with his own kind of more business clothes. So that's another thing that he has to think about when packing. So the sun is officially setting. It's a really beautiful sunset right now, and mom and dad still aren't back from town. It's been a long day of getting repairs done on the Jeep and different things put on the Jeep at the shop, and then deep cleaning them at the car wash, and then they ran to the grocery store and stuff. So everything's pretty much organized behind me, which is really good. So then when they get here, we'll just pack it all back into the Jeep and reorganize it. And like I said, my mom's probably gonna go back through it and really sift through it to see if there's anything else that we need to ship back home for more space and stuff. But I think I did a pretty good job, and I mostly just needed to repack and organize it, because when we're at the beach things kind of get thrown around and get messy, so I've kind of got it all organized again. So yeah, I'm so excited to hit the road again with both of our Jeeps now, which is just going to be so awesome, and I hope you guys stay tuned for that, because these are going to be some epic adventures coming up. We're going to be doing some epic adventures with some amazing people soon as well, which is really exciting.
Alright, so our packages from Bedrug with our headliners that we're going to be putting in today have finally arrived. Super excited to get these in. Alright, so we got one of these headliners for the JLU and the JKU. We're going to be installing it on Worsley first, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so while I'm getting this open, I'll just kind of explain why we decided to get one of these and some of its uses. So the main reasons we got this headliner for our new Jeep and the old one, Vandy, is one, it works as a insulator, so it keeps the Jeep warm, especially good since we're from Canada. We're going to be driving in a lot colder places, and also just soundproof, so the wind makes less noise on the roof as you're driving along. And if you're an overlander, you'll understand why this reason is so important. It's kind of like a Velcro material, so it holds lots of patches. So we have a lot of friends that have these, and they just have tons of patches all over the roof, so you can have a place to put them without just taking up lots of space. So pull this out, get it installed. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's pretty simple. Like I said, it's that kind of Velcro on top so you can put all your patches on, and then it's a very good material for keeping all your heat in. And luckily, it is very simple to put in. All you do when you're ready to put onto your roof is pull these off, these little tabs off, and it's a sticky material that just sticks on there and holds together really nicely. So all right, so we're gonna be putting in the 3 smaller pieces that come with this, which just go right here and on both sides, just to kind of show you guys how it works, because it's easier for me to put in and easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. All right, so to get this ready to stick on, you pretty much just pull this off, that, and then it's ready. This is very sticky, so make sure you're putting it in the spot you want it, and it should just fit perfectly. Yeah, it's good. Looks good. Now just this last side. There we go. Now that entire section's done. It's really easy to set up, and you just need it fits right in, so you just put it in like this one, and then you just slide your hand along and it sticks. Already looks better. Now just for the driver and passengers pieces. These ones I just tried and they fit right in, so it should be very easy. That was easy. These 2 middle pieces right here, I encountered one slight issue. With the roof rack we chose for this, obviously the mounting comes in right here, so this won't fit how it normally would. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of cutting. It should be really easy. Just cut out the little square there and it should slide in perfectly. All right, so Caroline made some rough measurements of where we need to cut. It might be a little short, but we're just making it a little short to be on the safe side, so we don't overcut.
Yeah, that's good. Careful. Is it too far to the...
Yeah, so no, it's fine. We'll just shave a little bit more off this side. There'll be a tiny gap there, but that doesn't really matter. Alright, so to get the same measurement for the other side, since it's near exact to what we wanted it, we just set this one on top and then highlighted. And as you can see, the color's still on there from where I cut, but that doesn't bother us much because it's just a highlighter and it'll come off as soon as we wash it. Alright, so I just finished cutting and measuring the back panel. The roof rack we have just for it's very strong. You can, I've seen videos of them holding up Jeeps with cranes and stuff with this rack. So it comes on the inside and then mounts to the roll cage. And the only problem with that is only when you have one of these. And it's very simple to solve. You just measure and cut, and we're not even doing it with proper tools and it's working fine. So now we're just gonna set these ones in. We measured it, checked it, fits all perfectly.
How you doing, Lando?
What do you think, Lando? You like it? So we left all of our patch collection, or at least most of it, up at our cottage, but we still have one and a couple other ones, so I can just show you what I mean. So you can use this not only to insulate, but to put all your patches. We've seen people with patches going all the way along and all the way in the back, because when you're overlanding especially, you collect tons of patches.
All right, so we just got the Bedrug set up in Vandy now. Even got some of our favorite patches on this side. If you guys are interested in getting one of these Bedrug roof liners for your Jeep or whatever vehicle you're running, the link will be in the description if you want to pick one of those up. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.
And in the meantime, we'll see you down the road.